One fateful night, Chinaza stealthily entered the compound of Druma, the well-known yogurt vendor. Driven by greed and envy, Chinaza was determined to uncover the secret behind Druma's irresistibly creamy and tasty yogurt that attracted countless customers daily, leaving other vendors, including herself, overlooked as she peered through the kitchen window. Chinaza saw Druma surrounded by empty plastic bottles, ready to be filled with yogurt for the next day's sales. She positioned herself strategically, able to see everything but hidden from view, ensuring she wouldn't be caught. Smiling to herself, Chinaza thought, "Finally, I'll discover the secret ingredient that makes her yogurt so much better than ours." However, what Chinaza witnessed left her utterly stunned. Through the window, she saw Druma untie her wrapper, place her breast above the bottles, and fill them with breast milk. Overwhelmed with shock and disbelief, Chinaza covered her mouth, unable to process what she was seeing. After watching for a while, she slipped out of the compound, her emotions a mix of surprise and disappointment. She had set out to learn the secret behind the yogurt's unique flavor, but uncovered much more than she bargained for. When Chinaza returned home, the scene replayed in her mind. Confused and unsure of her next steps, she debated whether to expose Druma. "If I reveal this, no one will buy her yogurt again, and my business will thrive once more," she reasoned. Yet, she also realized no one would believe her unless she had evidence. Determined, Chinaza decided to return the next night and secretly record Druma's actions to validate her claims. Interestingly, Chinaza and Druma had once been close friends. They attended the same school and supported each other through their studies. After graduation, both were fortunate to marry loving and caring husbands, though life led them to different cities, causing their friendship to fade over time. Druma's life initially seemed blissful as she was blessed with 2 children, a boy and a girl. However, tragedy struck when she lost her husband 10 years into the marriage, plunging her into a life of struggle and hardship. For Amma, life became a daily struggle as she juggled various jobs to provide for herself and her 2 children, the youngest being only 5 years old. One fateful day, while seeking employment as a cleaner at the prestigious Achievers College, she noticed a woman selling yogurt at a roadside store near the school. Emma watched as students and staff formed a long queue to buy the yogurt, wishing she could own such a profitable business. After meeting with the school principal and learning there were no cleaning job vacancies, Emma left the school disheartened and dejected. Feeling thirsty, she returned to the yogurt store to buy water, only to discover to her astonishment that the store's owner was her childhood friend Chinaza. Overjoyed, the 2 women instantly recognized each other and embraced warmly, their conversation flowing like old times. That evening, after closing her business for the day, Chinaza took Amma to a small bar nearby. There, Amma shared her heartbreaking story of how her husband had fallen gravely ill and passed away, leaving her to exhaust all their savings in a futile attempt to save his life. Chinaza, in turn, shared her own painful experience of being abandoned by her husband, who left her for another woman and forced her out of her home. Despite the bitterness of their struggles, both women found solace in confiding in each other. Moved by compassion, Chinaza suggested that Emma start selling yogurt at a roadside spot nearby. Amma hesitated, lamenting her lack of capital and knowledge about yogurt making. Chinaza reassured her, saying, "Don't worry, I'll teach you how to make yogurt and lend you the money to start. You can pay me back when your business takes off." Grateful beyond words, Amma thanked Chinaza for her kindness. That night, Chinaza took Amma to her house and patiently taught her the process of making yogurt. Amma left feeling hopeful and excited about her new opportunity. The next day, using the loan Chinaza had given her, Amma purchased a cooler and the necessary ingredients. She prepared her yogurt and set up her spot beside the college, ready to start her journey as a yogurt vendor. Amma began selling her yogurt at the roadside, but her sales were initially disappointing. She watched as children flocked to Chinaza's store, and envy began to gnaw at her heart. 1 month into her business, Amma experienced something peculiar. Her breasts felt unusually heavy and she noticed breast milk stains on her bra. This unexpected discovery sparked a daring and controversial idea to mix some of her breast milk into the yogurt she sold. In her kitchen, Amma experimented with this mixture, separating pure yogurt from the batch she combined with breast milk. The next day, she sold the mixed yogurt to a woman and her children. To her surprise, they returned shortly after, praising the yogurt's superior taste and buying more. This success marked a turning point. Her mixed yogurt quickly gained popularity, and for the first time, Amma sold out all her products, both mixed and pure. She felt elated, and Chinaza shared her happiness, unaware of Amma's secret. Encouraged by her newfound success, Amma continued mixing breast milk into some of her yogurt. Sales skyrocketed as word spread among teachers, students, and parents about her creamy, delicious yogurt. Customers raved about its unique taste, claiming it made them feel revitalized and was smoother than any other yogurt they had ever tried. As Amma's fame grew, she transitioned from a roadside vendor to owning a shop near the school. Other vendors, including Chinaza, began losing customers to Amma as everyone clamored for her special yogurt. Many approached her, pleading to learn her secret recipe, but Amma evaded their questions with polite smiles, keeping her secret to herself. Despite her success, Amma wrestled with a sense of unease. Though she convinced herself that her breast milk was natural and nutritious, a part of her questioned whether her actions were ethical. The internal conflict lingered, casting a shadow over her thriving business. Amma wished she could stop her secret practice, but the success of her business and the steady income made it hard to let go. Losing her loyal customers would be devastating. One sweltering afternoon, a local food critic visited the school after hearing rave reviews about Amma's special yogurt. Curious, he decided to meet her and learn more about her unique product. Amma grew nervous as the critic approached, questioning her about her ingredients and preparation methods. Her hands grew clammy and she struggled to keep her composure, carefully fabricating a story to avoid raising suspicions. When the critic appeared satisfied with her explanations, he purchased a bottle of her yogurt and promised to follow up. The following week, the critic returned, singing praises for her yogurt. His glowing review in the town's newspaper highlighted its distinctive and comforting flavor, catapulting Amma's business to new heights. In just 3 months, her success doubled. Her children were enrolled in one of the best schools in town. She moved into a better apartment, and she hired assistants to manage the growing demand at her shop. Amma even expanded her business, opening additional outlets near other schools. However, despite her success and newfound luxuries, guilt continued to haunt her. She often questioned whether she had crossed a line and feared how people would react if her secret ever came to light. Yet she silenced her conscience, rationalizing her actions with the growing bills and the comforts of her improved lifestyle. Meanwhile, Chinaza, her best friend and mentor, began to grow suspicious. Once happy for Amma's achievements, Chinaza couldn't understand how Amma had soared to success so quickly using the same recipe she had taught her. Chinaza's sales had plummeted as customers flocked to Amma, leaving her struggling to keep her business afloat. Determined to uncover the truth, Chinaza visited Amma one day. Amma welcomed her warmly, inviting her in as she watched a movie. After some casual conversation, Chinaza broached the topic. "I'm truly happy for you, my dear friend. You've gone from nothing to becoming a well-known businesswoman in such a short time. But I can't help but wonder if you're using a different recipe than the one I taught you. Please, share your secret with me. I promise it will stay just between us as friends," she said earnestly. Amma stared at Chinaza in feigned astonishment, pretending to be surprised by her question. "Secret recipe? There's no secret recipe apart from the one you taught me. Perhaps I just added a bit more sugar and flavor that could explain why mine stands out," Amma replied casually. Chinaza felt disheartened by this response, certain that Amma was withholding something. Still, she politely thanked her and left. Over the next few weeks, Chinaza frequently visited Amma, subtly bringing up the topic of her yogurt secret again and again. Each time, Amma repeated the same vague answer about adding more sugar and flavor. Initially, the two laughed off the exchange, but over time, Chinaza became convinced that Amma was deliberately hiding the truth. Her growing frustration eventually turned into a resolute determination to uncover Amma's secret. One fateful night, Chinaza decided to take matters into her own hands. Sneaking into Amma's compound, she arrived just in time to witness Amma's yogurt-making process through the kitchen window. What she saw left her utterly shocked. Amma was adding her breast milk to the yogurt mixture. Overcome with disgust, Chinaza controlled her urge to vomit and quietly slipped away. Back at home, the disturbing scene replayed in Chinaza's mind. Conflicted, she wondered whether she should expose Amma's secret to ruin her business and restore her own. But Chinaza knew she needed evidence to substantiate her claim. Determined, she planned to return the next night and record proof of what Amma was doing. The following evening, Chinaza snuck back into Amma's compound. She positioned herself discreetly and used her phone to record as Amma prepared her yogurt, again mixing it with breast milk. Amma, completely unaware of Chinaza's presence, carried on as usual. Chinaza left the compound unnoticed, taking her recording home. She duplicated the video and saved copies on her computer to ensure she had ample proof. The next day, after completing her own sales, Chinaza approached Amma once more. Desperation tinged her voice as she pleaded, "Please, Amma, tell me the secret to your yogurt recipe. My sales have plummeted and I'm on the brink of bankruptcy. Please assist me just as I once assisted you. I promise whatever you share with me will remain between us." Chinaza hoped that her appeal to their shared history would finally persuade Amma to open up. Amma was taken aback when Chinaza confronted her one last time, begging for the truth. Instead of confessing, Amma erupted in anger and yelled, "Is it because you helped me when I had nothing? Is that why you won't leave me alone? Please get out of my house and never come back." Chinaza, hurt and deeply disappointed by Amma's harsh words, left in silence. Her pain quickly turned into resolve, and she sent the video she had recorded to several television stations. The next day, Amma was oblivious to the brewing storm. Driving to her shop, she noticed people staring, pointing, and whispering as she passed. Misinterpreting their actions as admiration, she continued on her way. Upon arriving at her shop, Amma was shocked to find a large crowd gathered outside. The moment she stepped out of her car, people began hurling insults and throwing eggs at her. Humiliated, overwhelmed, Amma ran back to her car and drove home in panic. When she reached home, Amma was greeted by a heartbreaking scene. Her children stood at the gate, crying inconsolably. Alarmed, she rushed them inside and demanded to know what had happened. Through sobs, one of her children revealed that their classmates had called them ritualists. and barred them from entering the classroom. Amma was bewildered, unsure of what was happening, until she received a message on her phone. Opening it, she saw the video Chinaza had recorded. Watching it, the weight of her actions hit her like a tidal wave, and she broke down in tears. As Amma sat, contemplating her next steps, police officers arrived at her home and arrested her. They charged her with endangering public health by deceiving people into consuming her breast milk without their knowledge. Amma was sentenced to 6 years in prison, and her children were sent to an orphanage as they had no other family to care for them. In prison, Amma was consumed with regret. She wished she had been patient and built her business honestly without succumbing to greed. She also regretted being rude to Chinaza, realizing that sharing her secret might have spared her from this downfall. The moral of this story is a powerful reminder: never bite the hand that feeds you, as betrayal always carries consequences. Listen to your conscience, it is a guide meant to protect and steer you away from wrongdoing. Greed can lead to ruin, and the shortcuts it tempts you to take often come at a high price. True success comes from hard work, honesty, and patience. Always strive to cultivate a skill or business that can sustain you, ensuring independence and stability no matter what challenges life throws your way.